Testing 1 2 1 2. Oh, okay.
It's going down like this, motherfucker.
This shit is crazy. The following
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was hoeing. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Fade that nigga. Shit. Bet the bar. Off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slap Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks. So what you saying?
What you saying is you fuck.
Man, what you saying? You need to get the fuck out of my business, nigga.
Hey, man.
That's what you need to do. Cause I'm getting tired. You keep telling what the fuck I'm doing every time I'm doing something. Cause I'm not finna fake for these peckerwoods. Get out of my business. Okay. So
You got to have vision. My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
hump, baby.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and
Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
I just left a light in this bitch. I'm finna hit the shop in this shit.
You hear what I said?
Yes, bitch, I heard you. I'm pretending like I didn't.
Yeah. Well. Gotta get a piece of my
Joe feet. He looked down, seen his feet. The nigga went berserk, killed the monkey, threw the bat out the window, start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also, because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously. Can you?
You don't understand. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am.
Group of you together, you never can tell who's who.
I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it. Plus, I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
Physical and mental torture. But that's all right, because we said even before this happened, and we're going to say it after this, and after I'm locked up, and after everybody's locked up, that you can jail revolutionaries, but you can't jail a revolution. Right. You might run a liberator like Aaron Cleave out the country, but you can't run liberation out the country. You might murder a freedom fighter like Bobby Hutton, but you can't murder freedom fighting, and if you do, you come up with answers that don't answer, explanations that don't explain, you come up with conclusions that don't conclude, and you come up with people that you thought should be acting like pigs, is acting like people, and moving on pigs, and that's what we've got to do. So we're going to see about Bobby, regardless of what these people think we should do, because school is not important, and work is not important. Nothing's more important than stopping fascism, because fascism will stop us all. The party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that. You're going to have to say that I am a proletarian. I am the people. I'm not the pig. You've got to make a distinction. And the people are going to have to attack the pigs. The people are going to have to stand up against the pigs. That's what the pastors are doing. That's what the pastors are doing all over the world.
Damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama. And you...
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky? You got to pray to God and tell God your rent due. Any God that didn't know your rent was due ain't God.
Some people, they feel like you almost have to sell your soul to get fame, or is it just hard work, or is it luck, is it consequence, is it?
No, most of us in soul our soul. We just call it something else.
What's all that noise? Oh, that's his dad.
I don't mean to be out of line. Mean to be rude. Mean to be rude. Mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass.
I think we OD'd. I think we OD'd. Come with baggage, just I ain't Louis Vuitton. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that was nice.
I like that. Bitch niggas, hoe niggas, rich niggas, broke bitch. I told niggas this was on, yeah, right here. My word, can't be my equal, don't know what you heard. Used to snort cocaine, now I fiend for the check, yeah.
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass. And then
Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I'm coming. I hit the loot juice, and pulls up in the dude. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I'm coming. I hit the loot juice, and pulls up in the dude. Heavy, I'm the loot dead man, is what they call me when I'm coming.
No idea the condition that we're in, the psychoneurosis that we suffer. We suffer a terrible, terrible blight. We don't know who we are. We use European names, and we just are comfortable with our condition. We really don't know who we are. We have no idea. We're captive. And we're absolutely comfortable with this situation.
Like I said, you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
Do that dance, baby, do that dance, let's work it out. Yeah, nigga. Do that dance. Yeah, nigga.
Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only galactic daddy-o welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. What's happening? This is your guy, Big Pontiac here. I told you it would take me a minute to get home. I was about 45 minutes away at my brother-in-law's. Ooh, excuse me. What was that? Oh, good. Nothing. I felt like I blew a bunch of shit in my hand. Well, let's get some smoke going. Remember, it looks like a sparkler. To the east, to the north, to the west, to the south, above, below, in the center. Let me wipe myself down with it. Find out where I can put that. That looks like a pretty solid spot. I got it around me. Oh, I'm hitting this tape. Oh, okay, there we go. I had to drive tonight, so I didn't have any beer. So, where did I put the beer? Ah, there's that bad motherfucker. And you know I drink the finest nectar in the land. So I'm going to enjoy my beer late. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when my love's gonna burn down. Oh. All right. Ah, there we go. So we have Great Lakes Elliott Nest on deck. Been a while since I've showed this on camera. And so, pop them if you got them. I love the more caramel flavored beers. Definitely love the more caramel flavored beers. And I picked me up a cigar. Didn't chew it at my brother-in-law's. We got the acid blondie. Pop that mug open. I guess when you get cigars, they can cure in this plastic. And I guess it's kind of okay if they cure a little bit. One girl saw one of my cigars. She's like, oh, you're going to like that. That's really cured good. So some here on the top of it. I've never smoked one of these, which is, guess there's no need for me to. I like chewing them more than I like smoking them. Okay, let's talk about the botchery we just saw this evening. I mean, what did people expect to see? You know, all dudes fights is exhibitions. And you see Mike Tyson got the rounds down to 2 minutes a round because he couldn't do more. That poor man might be somewhere having a heart attack as we speak. He looked like he was... I mean, it's not easy what he did, but all it was a sparring session. And so he wasn't trying to hurt dude. Tyson couldn't have hurt him if he wanted to. He could have laid there and let Tyson hit him all day. Tyson wasn't dangerous, but the first round. And then they have the nerve to give him the first 2 rounds. Really? First round, maybe, but now I was commenting with PJ. Me and PJ was talking, texting back and forth. And did y'all have problems with the fight? It was like the internet. We was getting a fight on the phones, but we couldn't get the fight on the TV. And so, and PJ said he was getting some lag. And did y'all catch some lag? And I guess it was, Netflix had a lot of issues tonight. So did y'all have issues with that shit too? So, yeah, that's what was going on over here at least. That's at least what was going on up here. And I saw a couple of my Facebook friends say the same thing, that the fight was tripping for him. Which, I think, the plan is to have WWE live. And like, just think of how many extra people watch that bullshit. We watch, now we don't watch live, so we're glad that Facebook ain't got any NFL, NBA games, because you already see how they did. They wasn't really able to, they had problems with that live feed. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know if they can handle a WWE. Because like what was happening is, because like what happened is it would start and then rewind. So long as you got on the recorded part, you could watch the recorded part. Like if you went back a few fights. Oh, and let's talk about the best fight of the night was Ramos and Boris. That fight, I mean, he knocked Ramon down in the first round. He kind of touched his gloves and then he knocked him down good. But man, then Ramon, Morris hit Ramon in the 4th round. Man, he ain't see it coming. And then they got up and they just went at it. And that fight was rightly a draw, because that was a good fight. And I think, they really wanted to keep both people in the money. That's a lot of times why they'll do things like that. It's a great fight. It's like, okay, well, we'll just keep them in the money. We won't give either one of them a loss. And it doesn't, the champ stays the champ, but I mean, they was going at it. And then when them women fight, man, that chick was so dirty. I mean, she already head buttered her and it got her eye. Then she head buttered again and it stunned chick. And her shit was just laying open. I mean, and for the ref not to call that early in the fight, I think was he gave her an advantage. Did you see one time she took her head and blasted it in chick's chest? Did you catch that one? She just head butted her in the chest. And the ref waited, it's like she was leading with her head the whole fight, and the ref waited and did that. So,
All right. Got my cigar where I want it. Jamar, what's up?
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
Hang hand, what's happening?
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
Let's see. Dr. Sinister.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
They tried to trick me thinking Tyson was the old lagging raging beast. Yeah, he was nothing like that. I didn't have any problem with the fight. Oh, you didn't? Okay. What part of the country do you live in? Because what we was looking at a map of the people that was having problems, and we noticed that no one in California had any problems with the fight. But my brother-in-law, his shit was struggling, and as I mentioned, we was watching the fight. We watched the fight on the phone, so we didn't miss any of it because we watched it on the phone. So the phone was cool. At least my phone was cool, or excuse me, my wife's phone was cool. We had no problems watching it on the phones. But my brother-in-law couldn't get on TV, and I was seeing that a lot of other people in my area was lagging on them too. They was having issues with it, so. Yeah, so if you didn't have any issues, that's cool. I'm watching it right now with my lady. Okay. Yeah, you live in Cali. Yeah. See, that's what they were saying. They was because you could look at the map where the feed, and what they did is they didn't prepare enough servers, and so the viewership, probably doubled of what they thought it would be. So for them to put them servers on land, I didn't bring my water up here. Damn. So for them to, they it automatically kicks them extra servers on, but it takes a minute for them to warm up. And they appeared to figure it out by the time the last fight, because I had to watch. We got to watch Ramon and Barris watch that, and then when the women started fighting, we had to watch the phones. It was just kept getting that error. Netflix error is what kept coming across the TV. Now again, we had the phones out. We watched the women fight basically on the phones until the last couple rounds. But I mean, we got what we expected. We got to get. We knew that you could see where he didn't really want to hurt him. I mean, he hit Mike a few times, but it wasn't even sparring. Like, they didn't both get in there and got inside and, it's like Paul didn't want that. Because Mike, to save energy, is easier with inside punches, and Paul would never get inside and trade with him. So don't just say Mike wasn't doing nothing. Paul wasn't really on top of him. He really wasn't on top of him. Like that Boris Ramon fight, they was on top of each other. They was on top of each other. But man, that chick's her eye was like, oh, that shit was all busted open all in here. And that shit was just hanging. And when they asked Roy Jones, he's like, do you think that bothers her? He's like, hell yeah, that bothers her. I thought that was a good one. He's like, does that bother you? He's like, hell yeah, that bothers you. But you guys got to admit, sometime Roy was like, like, what did Roy just say? He ain't sharp as he used to be. He took a little too many of them hits in the head, too. So he wasn't quite as sharp as he used to be as well. But again, what did you anticipate? Nobody anticipated. She might lose vision, and in that eye. I'll tell you, it didn't look good. I mean, she's getting, depending on how much she got to get sewed inside, and then she'll get maybe the glue. I think they can do glue up here, but I don't know. It looked like she's gonna have to have stitches. It was pretty bad. But like before the fight, I'll start. But it was like really, it felt like, and it wasn't as good a show. If you go back and watch Rocky Marciano knock out Joe Louis. Joe Louis is about 200 years old, and Rocky Marciano 24, 25, and he knocked Joe Louis out the ring. That's what the feeling I was getting. I'm like, this, so it was a check. Definitely Tyson got, what did he get? 20 million? So he'll clear about 9 million. They say, he blew 400 million. And he was only worth 10 million, which is 10 million more than I got. So now after taxes, and after trainers and taxes and paying everybody, he probably gonna get about 9-10 million, depending on how many write-offs he got. So I mean, that we got entertaining. The first fights was entertaining. The last two fights was very entertaining. We can't deny that. They were very entertaining. So I had a good time. Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't get that one. I guess that's Mike Tyson's friend. That's the only thing I could think of why she was in it. Like, that didn't make sense to me at all to have her commentary. And yeah, Mike has a little. I mean, just a super light voice come out of nowhere. You got the commentator, and then you got the color commentator. You got the play-by-play, and then you got the color commentator, and then you got the squeaky voice commentator. So yeah, that and Rosie, when she was kind of losing her hair, that big forehead was starting to come out. She had a big forehead, so now with the weave, she can get a little bit to cover that big forehead up. So she looks a little better because that forehead was too much. What was the movie where she was playing a cop and the dude got killed in Beverly Hills or something like that? Remember, it was kind of a funny movie. And she had the nerve to have her hair back and all that big forehead. When she did Fight the Power, her hairline was a little better, so she didn't look so scary. But as she got older, well, that forehead was shining, so it's good she could cover it up. Good she could cover that forehead up. Well, a lot of good energy tonight. The full moon actually hit around during the daytime. Actually, it's got it at its peak. So it's now waiting, but it was at its peak at 4:30. But again, the energies is always 3 days before and 3 days after. So, and this is the first full moon of the. This is the only. Let's get this right. No, we'll have two of the dark nights between now and the solstice. We'll have two full moons. So this is one, and we'll have the other one where it'll be even darker, because if it hits the December 15th, 18th, 19th. Yeah, we're going to really be into the dark nights, and more night than daytime. Now we're still getting not quite equal, but we're not getting as dark as it's going to be. And it's a good time to, get in touch with those energies. So, water walking, JG, easy, Jesus. Oh, well, thank you. Let me get that right. Water walking. I can't see it. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Water walking Jesus. Okay. Thank you for coming.
You can't get too close to Michael. It's a fire.
So, not a big deal. But it was entertaining. You can't say you weren't entertained. You can't say, and it's not like they tricked you into watching. I don't know. I think that what was the expectations of it all? Like, did people really think? I mean, people should have. You saw Mike's last few fights. Now, I'll say this: Mike looked better against Roy Jones. Mike carried Roy Jones. Roy Jones looked all old and stuff. Mike looked pretty fresh. And then when Mike, okay, so Mike said that the reason why he was biting his glove, he has a biting fetish or a biting thing. But I don't remember him doing that when he was fighting Roy Jones. Do y'all remember him doing that when he had his last few fights and fighting Roy Jones? So is that some kind of nervous tick that you got to bite your glove when you're shelled up? You got to keep your glove in your mouth like it was like your thumb. Your thumb is in your mouth. He was like, his thumb was in his mouth. So what's behind that, Mike? But I was entertained. I hope y'all was entertained. Yeah, I was very entertained. So, but yeah, it's like they couldn't have really fooled you because you knew what Mike had and what he didn't have. When he fought Roy Jones, I was 20. So, and then 58 years old, I mean, to go that amount of time, he definitely couldn't have went 3-minute rounds. He couldn't have did it. And I think, the way the skit was rolled up, Paul would hit him with a few shots. And Mike would do what he could do. I think that probably was in the contract. Mike, whatever you can do, you just do. And Mike caught him with a couple punches, but Mike took most of the punches. I think his total punch output was what, 30 punches? That's what it seemed like. Looks like Tyson is talking to him the whole fight. I tell you what, there was a period early in the fight where Tyson tapped him on the shoulder in the back. Did y'all catch that in the first round? They was kind of together, and then Mike tapped him. And then Mike, like he tapped him like he was supposed to get some response, or that was letting him know about something. Because he tapped him like on his shoulder blade. You know, he was inside and he tapped him on his shoulder blade. And this wasn't on the break or nothing. He just kind of, when he disengaged, he kind of tapped him on his shoulder. So to me, that's because, you know, wrestling, when they wrestle, they tell each other what we're about to do. You know, when they're close together, they start, you know, visualizing and they, you know, saying what they're about to do next. And so, yeah, probably saw some of that. Mike was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come out, and I'm just gonna block, and you just hit me a couple times. Then the next round, we just gonna feint, and then I'm gonna pop you a couple times, Mike. You gonna be cool with that?" Mike's like, "Well, I'm gonna really try to hook you," and that was really the only thing he tried to do was throw the left hook. No real jabs. The only thing he had was the left hook. Which we know when he works out, you could see him that he would do some other things. And some things where he looked bad. One time he fainted, and it was like he was too far away to be fainting. Dude had like tricked him, and Jake Paul will have to fight Carnelo or Conor now to outdo the fights because Mike is the biggest name he could get. Gonna be hard to get a bigger name than Tyson. Yeah, still at this point, it is. I mean, it's the same thing when we saw Ali fight Larry Holmes too. You know, it's been about the money. And you know, they say Ali was promised 10 million, but they say he took 4 million. Say Don King swindled him and he just agreed to 4 million because Ali's like, fuck it, just give me it, whatever. There's a story told. We don't know. But Carnelo, I don't know. I don't know if Carnelo, I mean, what does he walk around? When he fought his last fight was what, 175? So what's going to be the catch weight for both of them? I don't think Paul can get down under 200 pounds. Well, he's just a little taller than me. So that would be asking him a lot to even fight light heavy or cruiserweight, which Carnelo fought cruiserweight. But again, look who he was fighting cruiserweight. He wasn't fighting a big dude. So maybe, but that's where I think he's right. I mean, if Carnelo really wants to get back in the money, he's gonna have to fight a cat like that. I mean, what you got to consider? What was the most telling part? How successful the event was? They claim they sold out the Dallas stadium. The stadium. They claim they sold it out, and that place holds 100,000 just in the seats, and they had people on the field. So I bet it was a close to 120,000 people up in that motherfucker. And that showed the success of it. That despite Mike being 60 years old, and people really should have known what he was going to do, people still showed up to see it. AT&T Stadium, I think it's called, or whatever Cowboy Stadium. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He might box Alex Pereira from UFC. That could also be big. Well, I mean, Paul is a hell of a producer. I mean, you got to give him his credit. He, to make this deal with Netflix that really hadn't been done before was kind of genius to open up. But, who else was like paying attention is the NFL. WWE is going to be on Netflix. And that's what PJ told me. I didn't know that before PJ told me that. So it was good for those other ones to say, they ain't really ready yet. Because that's kind of what appeared like, is like they really, and like PJ, he said it best. It's like, here you go trying to chase down all these illegals and people jumping on your accounts at the same time trying to produce a live show. trying to stop people. So it ain't like pay-per-view where people is like not paying $70, $80, $100, and with taxes 100 and something. It wasn't that. These was people with subscriptions that's paying the what, $12, $14 already. So it's not like you still didn't pay for it. You still paying for it. And that was where, you know, you didn't really get your money's worth because they were paying for it. I left my water. John James wants to fight Alex Pernell, y'all. So if he wins tonight, round night, Pernell seems to be the money fight right now. And I don't know. I watch Saturday Night Live. You know, I've been doing them little shorts that's done okay for me. So I don't go over to the fight. I do the Saturday Night Live shit. Cause the main fight be on too motherfucking late. You know, like the Tyson stuff started at 7:00. And these motherfuckers didn't come into the ring until what? 10:15? No, 11:15, 11? Or was it 10:30? Around 10:30, 11, they didn't come into the ring. They was still showing hype. I think by the time they fought, it was close to 11. Yeah, it had to be. Because 2 times 8 is 16. And the fight was on, because we left before 11:30. We left out there. But we had to take my mother. We took my mother with us tonight. Because my mother and my wife's mother are best friends. So she knows everybody. She likes hanging out. So. But then tomorrow, it's a good segue into it. Tomorrow, one of my nephews turns the big 13. Well, actually, I think his birthday is the 18th, but the family's going to celebrate his birthday tomorrow. And let me show you the gear I bought him. Because, you know, he ain't really, I don't know. The best deal I saw in there, was they got some of them LeBrons for roughly like $80. And these was $200 shoes. So all the tech and the goodness of the shoe is still there, but I don't know if my nephew is that kind of guy, you know? So a year ago, we had found a pair of these Vans, and we just, for one reason or other, we just didn't end up getting them. So my son, my oldest son, that's 22 now, he wears the hell out of these Vans. And so I went in there and looked, and I wanted to get him some blue. There was like 2 shades of blue, but I like these because this is nubuck. This is suede, and then you see this wiggle thing, whatever it's called, the Vans is it's puffy, puffed up. And so these hit me. What was these? These was, well, it might be on the box. I think I paid $75, and you know there's no on taxes. And these are new school, so these are Van new schools. So and I got them from Journey. I got them from Journeys. But right now, if you guys have a Nike outlet, everything is 40% off. I wanted to get, it was another pair. I have a pair of white, they call them Reimagine, but it's the warm-ups with the pleats all the way down, you know, like the pleat all the way down. And I haven't worn them yet, but they had a black pair that was only like $50. But I got like 2 pair of black sweats. Do I need a third? Kinda. Kinda. Thank you. I hope he likes them. At least I hope he likes them. So, but yeah, 40% off. The back row in Nike is 40% off. And I really just didn't see anything You know, even with the discount, it just wasn't nothing that. And as I said many times, I'm running out of places to put clothes and shoes. I'm kind of running out of places to put them, so I passed. Even though there were a lot of good deals. Trying to think, the good deal on the LeBrons, I think I got those. Because like the ones I gave my other son, the patent leather ones, that the first one of the 21s, I gave away to my son because they run small. And so I don't know. I think they were still $80. And I got the pair I wear the most, LeBrons, I got them for 50 from Dick's Sports. I don't know if y'all got Dick's Sports where you are. So I walked, so I looked at Nikes and I looked at the shoes and I was like, he's not really a hooper. So I was trying to buy him something simple, maybe some Dunks or something like that, some SBs, something kind of plainer, but I didn't see anything that was him. So went to Journeys and I saw the blue. He likes blue, but I saw the blue and I was like, oh, because his grandmother buys him Tammuz. Temu, is that what that shit's called? The Chinese shit. And she brags about he got some $7 shoes. Now I was listening to my son, and my son was like, yeah, Dad bought us those knockoff Jordans. He'd get us 3, 4, 5 pair a year, and I had 3 boys to get. But them knockoffs was so good when I first moved here in 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The knockoffs didn't get bad until 10, and then when the government started cracking down, you started seeing the shoes not as good. Then he said when he got his first pair of Nikes, and I remember I got him the LeBron 14, maybe 13. Those all white joints. I forget. So, Jake Paul's overrated. Yeah, he didn't really seem in shape. Just from his body, you can just see his body that he wasn't in shape. And then Rosie Perez, or one of them, tried to give him an excuse. Like, it's really, oh yeah, Rosie Perez said it. Well, it's really good that, he kept on that extra weight. No, he knew he didn't really need to get in shape for this. He needed to train to make it look a certain way. But it was like Tyson was open and dude was holding punches. It was like Tyson was open and dude was like, well, no, I'm not going to punch you. Oh, now, let me see. This is the only one I can find in the morbid news. Whoops. This is the only one I can find. Oh, there we go. Whoever this is, fitness influencer Jackson Tippett dead at 30. Oh, he's Australian. So I guess he was into fitness. His tragic news live describing beautiful soul made a positive impact. And he'd say, have a good day. It's simple. So why she got this big ass coat on? Is she cold or? They're like, hey, the big shirt is in. No, this is the dude. I ain't never heard of this dude. Oh, giving 5 while you doing push-ups. Oh man, he got a lot of tats. Oh, okay, that's his own label hat. I can't tell what that hat is. So here he is. How did he die? How did he die? Okay, we already know Quincy. Doesn't really tell how, and they don't never tell how they die. Such a young person died. So, but what do we say? If you drink out of the beast cup, doesn't matter if you take a sip, you still took something from it. Former NFL, this is some bullshit. Former NFL linebacker arrested on January 6th over Capitol riots. Isn't it 4 years ago? You pinching him now? Who is this getting pinched like this? Former linebackers was arrested Tuesday in Georgia for allegedly assaulting law officers during the 21 attack. One of the first Capitol riot case brought by prosecutors since Don is in there. Yeah, he's not going to get no trouble, but so he pushed the motherfucker. Police also able to match publicly available images of Williams to a screenshot of video taken at the Capitol after the suspect removed his mask when suffering from effects of chemical irritants. So he got gas. For the rioters to reach the restricted area near the mountain, and he allegedly attacked and overcame Capitol police officers at the perimeter and joined other rioters in pushing officers back to the southwest stairs, leading to the west terrace. Okay, sounds like some bullshit. Hopefully he'll go in front of one of Trump's judges. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I don't think he got nothing to worry about. That wasn't what I wanted to show, though. So it says here that Dame Dash says Dame Dash's 1/3 Rockefeller share bought by New York State. Bought by the New York State. Wow. New York State placed the winning bid at the auction where Dame Dash 1/3 of Rockefeller. Anonymous rep entered winning the $1 million bid, coming at $250 and respectively, with the purchase of hopes to flip the 33s over massive debt of $8.7 billion. He's got sued. A creditor bid was used for the purchase, meaning there is no need to front the $1 million. The state can now also resell the share at no risk. More than $190,000 unpaid child support is also be demanded from the music mogul, with the state taking out the bid money. The auction is over, but the work is complete. He owned $190,000. And see, this is one part that be unfair, how they be taxing mugs on what you used to make and not really what you did make. So there's no reason why he owed that much money. It says the auction is over, but the work is not complete. Who represents Dash allegedly owes money to. The auction previously postponed to made by Jay-Z to serve the ownership of personal doubt. First album, large assets for the company, revert back to him in 31, regardless who purchased Dame's third. Well, they can make some money off it. That's what they were saying. They can still make money off it until 31. So, they were saying Dave Dash was difficult to work with. Ooh, these are sweet. These are sweet. Oh, these came, and I could have ordered these tonight. Yeah, I could have ordered these tonight. These are Phantom. Yeah, I could have ordered these tonight. Matter of fact, I might call him, see how much I could have got these tonight, though. Or I could have got them tomorrow. So, I don't know if y'all like these. I'm a sneakerhead. No, I ain't got these. But you can get them before the launch. Yeah, I could have got these today. Yeah, I definitely could have. He showed me these. I could have ordered these. So, I'm a sneaker guy. I've got too many shoes, boots, and all that shit. Because that's the shit I do like. It's my thing, baby, and I do what I want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. I wonder what they say about this fight. There's no way you could hype it up. What do they say about it? What does this ad say about the fight? I'm just interested what they got to say about this shit. Their months of build up and one serious delay, champion of the world will return to professional. Oh, then it's not over? Yeah, Mike looked tired as hell. Mike looked real tired. Yeah, this is not much. Oh, okay. This is probably the hardest he cracked.
Like I said, I don't like the fact that he keep messing with that mouthpiece.
Oh, left hook! Triple left hook!
Mike stumbled. And he held back. After Mike stumbled, he held back. He held back. Oh. Tyson bit his glove, talking about he's got a bite in a mouth fetish or some shit. Round 8, Paul didn't heat up in the third round. Tyson lands 2 more punches before being rendered defenseless. Mostly jabs and right hand or two, and the bout concluded with the El Gallo boys, legendary before the bell. Fortunately, it wasn't a fun fight. Least do we have to see suffered serious damage. Well, it looked like he was tired, and his lungs was probably burning. You know, he be like smoking ganja too. So that shit was kind of lame, though. It was kind of lame. When it gets down to it, it was kind of lame. Oh, I told PJ this. You know what they're proposing? If you guys haven't heard, you know what they're proposing? They are proposing for college players to have unlimited eligibility. So it's really going to turn the pro game if, you know. So I think that's going to be a big, because right now we seeing college players keeping eligibility in their 8th year of college. That was the longest I've known of. And there's a couple dudes playing now this on year 6, 7. And you know what I say? I would say, like, dude should be able to play college from 20 to 30. That's what I would make the cutoff. That from 20 to 30, you can play college ball. Not after 30. That's what would be, to me, the cutoff. So from 18 to 30, or even you could go 18 to 28, give you a 10-year thing to play college ball and make your money. And as I said before, the most beautiful thing about this is, you know, more people are going to stay in school to get their education, because if you stay longer, you still going to have to do that work. I'm saying keep all the education requirements. So if a person wants to play past 4 years, he better have his degree by then. And if he's going into that 5th, 6th year, he should be working on his master's. And if he stays up to the 10 years, he should be able to have double, you know, maybe a couple masters, and then he could be working on a doctorate or more masters. That's what I would say the stipulation should be. You still got to go to school. To me, that would be the best stipulation. Oh, you seen some of the shoes? I'll tell you, LeBron, let me see. See if I can find them. Because the new LeBron dropped. $22. Yeah, they dropped a new colorway today. I don't see it up here. That they dropped the new colorway. It's I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I just should get into Nike. Now, I'm not saying the shoe ain't gonna be comfortable. Let me see if I can find the LeBrons. Should be a search in here. Let's see. Is it giving me a search? Sneakers. Where's the search? Basketball. Here we go. Maybe though. Yeah, right here. Here they are. So this is called the Monopoly Money. I don't know, y'all. These hitting for $2. I do like this check here, but the colorway, I don't know, y'all. What this gonna match with? You know, what is that? Now, you see how they made this piece separate, like the older shoes? Okay, it's cool. But I mean, look at this shoe, y'all. Look at this shit. What do y'all think about this one? I'm saying pass. It's a pair of Jordans I'd rather have than these. I mean, I'm gonna get a pair. I know it's a pair they released. They made for children that's in a blue colorway that looks way better than this. This is ugly. Hate to say it, you guys blew it on this. Well, if you guys like Kobe's, you know, or no, this is probably Josh shoe. Just in, is this Book? This is Booker's shoe, I think. Yeah, Book one. This ain't bad. I mean, really, I could have got a pair of these for like $90. Not these, but the snake ones, the all snake ones, the ones that's got all this. I could have got a pair about $90. That's the cheapest I saw them. And they're not a bad shoe, actually. These Books ain't a bad shoe, y'all. You can, you know, afford that kind of thing. Not a bad shoe. And I tell you, for hooping, the Sabrina shoes ain't bad for hooping. They just like the Bookers. They're not bad for hooping. I mean, this is not a bad looking shoe. This is a good looking shoe, Sabrina shoes. So that's why I was looking. I'm really like thinking about getting this one. If I'm up spend two, I'm telling you though, that my Jordan, this pair, this is probably the shoe I wear the most. Right now, I wear this more than anything. I wear these. So I know if I got these, at least I know what I'm getting. If I turn around and get these, I mean, this matches a lot. You know, that goes with a lot of stuff. So I don't know. I might just roll with these instead. I'll tell you what, Sabrina shoe, she got men's sizes too. You can get men's size in Sabrina's, and it's not that far off Book One's. It's really not. It's almost like the same shoe. If you look at Sabrina's and you look at Book One, they're almost the same shoe. Now, this one is flat. I wouldn't buy this, but again, this is 125. Not a bad shoe. Not a bad shoe. You get a lot of good tech in this shoe, but you know, for the price, there's, you know, you could go to our outlet and find more comfortable shoes than these for the price. For the price, you could find more comfortable shoes. What are these? Oh, the Jordan Pools. These aren't a bad shoe either. I would say like a lot of people ain't gonna like this extra higher in the back. A lot of people want it, you know, more of the court feel. A lot of people don't need all this cushion. But I mean, these are great shoes. These are great shoes. These are very nice shoes. Very comfortable. Very comfortable. All the GTs are pretty comfortable. You get more tech in this, but again, if you like that flat back, you know, you don't need all this in the back. Kobe, like Sabrina's, Kobe's, you know, I would say Booker is a little more tech than these Kobe's, but this is a pretty, I mean, they're comfortable. I mean, if Kobe's is your thing. These are Ghana's, which again, look at the price. These are like, I think the highest one that he released, as far as price wise, but tech wise, you can't beat it. You can't beat these tech wise. For the price and the tech you get, this is a great shoe. This is a great shoe. So I must say that. I have a pair of Ghana's 4s, and they are so comfortable. So comfortable. So comfortable. And I'm gonna tell you, you can get these. Let me see. You can get these here super cheap. These stay at the outlets. Those are 110. Let me see if I can find them cheaper. Yeah, see, 82. You can get 82 right here. These are, and then they don't have a lot of size. Oh yeah, they do. So these shoes will cost you $82 with 25% off, which is about what, that 18 off. So you can get these roughly $60. And this is extremely comfortable shoes. I don't like Ghana shoes at all. Nike doesn't give him a great design. No, man. What do you? Oh, man. Oh, let me show you my Ghanas. Hold on. Now, I think these are called the Ghana's 4 Proto. But I mean, this, oh, let me put me back on. There we go. This is my Goddess, and this has the air unit in the foot. This is the Proto Goddess 4. All of them ain't got this, only the Proto. But this, man, this is so comfortable. And I think I only paid less than $60 for these. And so if you had a child, you know, and things, you know, you ain't $60. Now, this is a 14, of course, but I mean, you just can't beat the I mean, that's one thing Giannis thinks about it. And Giannis got a bunch of shoes out there, and a bunch of his shoes are very affordable, like these Witnesses I just showed. Very affordable. And you know, that's why I mostly, you know, like I love balling on a budget, because that's the same thing I be doing. It's like, why pay now? I have not owned a pair of KD 17s, but again, these is 123. 123 with 25% off. You like this colorway? What about this one? See, again, if you like that colorway, they still got plenty of sizes. 123. So you're going to get these about 90 something, high 80s, probably 88, 89, 25% off, 20. Yeah, these would be about 93, I think. So not a bad shoe, great tech. Again, if you don't like the really build up in the back, this is kind of the perfect combination. A lot of tech in this shoe. And, you know, it's just, everybody can't afford, you know, everything. And so it's just, if your child, you know, and you don't want to spend a lot of bread, if you don't have it like that, there are a lot of options. Now, these Lucas are made better than the Zions. I'm going to say that. Lucas are made better than Zions. Zions, of all this shoe, the Zion are is probably the worst. Again, this is almost like the GTs and the tech they give you in the back. But Zion shoes are probably the worst. And again, these are affordable. 120, that colorway. I mean, these are very affordable and very comfortable shoes. Very comfortable shoes. So it's, you know, I know there's parents out there that can't, you know, really afford stuff, but if you do, you know, shopping. And up here, there's no tax on clothes, so it's a lot of shopping. A lot of shopping up here, so. I think Tatum has the best Jordan 3, the best Jordan line. Okay. Now the GTs, I have some of those in the closet. I was wearing them last week. The GTs that they were making, the Tatums that they was giving, because Tatum wore the Jordan 35s, and then he switched over to the original, one of the GT models, which was extremely comfortable too. So, I mean, the shoes is out there for y'all. You know, the shoes is out there. Comfortable shoes is out there for you. And so, you know, whoever can use that kind of thing, that's all. You ain't got to spend a lot of money to, you know, make your family look good. That's the whole point of it all. It's a lot of this stuff is affordable, you know. And it's not a matter of keeping up with the Joneses. It's just a matter of, you know, getting them something nice. And, you know, like you can, like, she buy, like I was saying, my nephew's grandmother, she's kind of, and it's not that she's cheap, she just don't understand. She don't understand. She's like, well, you don't have to be like everybody else and wear, you know, name brands. I want to get you off of that right now. Well, that's not how the world works. And like, she really, you know, didn't want him to go to my daughter's high school because, you know, it's like people dress preppy. And if you go into high school and wearing Tamu clothes, you're gonna, you know, you're going to look awkward. And that's just the way it is. I mean, again, you buy what you can afford, but you also don't, you know, you also want your child to have pride Now, for those of you that have uniforms, you still got to buy shoes. And, you know, it's proven that the better shoe you get, the better it is for your feet. Even if you're not an athlete, if you wear really good tennis shoes, and when you do work out and just walking around, tennis shoes are by far the best thing to walk around in all the time. The most comfortable. And the better tennis shoe you get, the better foot health you're going to have. That's just a fact. So that's the only advice I could give out there, y'all. Yeah, and it's affordable. I mean, the outlet, like right now, the outlet is 40% off, y'all. If them shoes is $59, so 50% off of $60 is $30. So 40%, you paying about $35 for a $60 pair shoes. I picked up a pair of LeBrons, and them LeBrons would have been 75, I think, 75 or 80 for a pair of LeBrons. And it was LeBron 21s. So, you know, with 40% off, you can't really beat it. I might end up going back out there tomorrow, y'all. I might have to get them sweatpants. Ah. Oh. Oh, but I'm going to do the meditation. If any of y'all want to do the meditation tonight, I'm definitely going to do it. So who's ever up for it, when I finish here, I'm going to do it. You know, I really wasn't even planning on come, but I figure as long as I got a beer to drink, I can play the meditation. I can give the positive energies out and get a little philosophizing in. I'm going to do the divination too. So I'll go until I drink this beer. But I got to find the meditation too. That's another thing. And as I drink this beer, many of you are looking at that, and you're looking how cool I am and how cool I look. And you just think, I wish I could be him right now. I really wish I could be like him when I grow up. I wish I could sit right there where he's sitting and sip this fine nectar. Oh, but that's how you should feel about yourself, y'all. You got to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, ain't nobody else going to love you. So you got to love yourself. You got to give yourself a break. And when you do the best you could do, that's all you can do. Now let's see, I should be able to find the full moon pretty easy, because we just had one. Because her full moon is the best. Oh, here we go. So, yeah, I ain't going to go yet. All right, let's see. Oh, I got it turned off. That's why. I'll cue her up. And when I get done philosophizing, I'll play her. Yeah, here she is. Okay, I got her queued up. All right, there she is. Okay, I got her all queued up. Oh, but big game, college games. I think Colorado, man, if Colorado wins out, they're in a nice bowl. And you hear the rumors already, and then Michael Irvin even alluded to it, is that they're going to offer Dion, a big contract to come to Dallas. They talking about and then they're going to tank the rest of the season so they can draft his son. Which doesn't sound very logical, because they just gave Dak Prescott all that money. They re-signed him. So I don't think Dion and Shador are both coming. Do you guys know, like, Dion is hitting so many bonuses. Almost every week after he hit that 5th game, 6 games, he's getting bonuses. To be bowl eligible was a bonus. To win the 7th game was a bonus. I mean, they're And that that left tackle they got is that boy. He might go pro after 1 year. He's so good. He might go pro after 1 year. He has been so efficient this year. They're trying to get Colorado to the. Oh yeah, because it's what they've shown is that Colorado is ratings. It's not as the hype has stayed. You know how they lost the hype a little bit after he wasn't winning and stuff, but he's winning. He's winning, and right now he is. If they think of it like this, if they can get into the Big 12 finals and some kind of way they win it, they gonna be in that second row of the second row of the playoffs. They'll more than likely get a bye. They'll probably get a bye if they win the Big 12 conference. They got to win the Big 12 conference to get a bye. But we'll see. Because them is automatic bids the way it is set up. Yeah, they make a must-see TV. Exactly. They've been dropping other teams and gave Colorado them games. So he's definitely, like you said, must-see TV for sure. They play better. They make way better. They way better. They make better adjustments during the game on offense and defense. Where they weren't where it seemed like last year they never made adjustments, and again, first year staff. But it seems like he's hit. It really seems like he's hit on all his his position coaching and his staff. Seemed like everybody's firing on all cylinders. Oh, did y'all see where Southern Cal had 6 too many? They're getting hit with a year probation for having too many coaches. They had 6 more coaches than what's allowed. I didn't know there was a certain number allowed. I thought you could have many as coaches as you could pay. And in college, you can have 80 players. When I played college, we kept 80. We kept 80. We traveled with 22. We traveled with 40, I think. So everybody didn't travel. It was like after my freshman year when I didn't travel, it was like 40 people that didn't travel. So it was like the dorm wasn't empty, but it was pretty empty without all the whole team there. But it was a bunch of us that didn't go. In my second year, he's gone so much when you hit a bunch of them away games, because we drove, check this out, we drove to New York from North Carolina. We drove to, as a matter of fact, when I played against Willie Todd and Jerry Rice wasn't there, that was a year before, we played down there in Mississippi Valley. We took a modified school bus. It was a 15, 16-hour drive. I think it was 12 hours to drive. No, I think it was 14 hours to drive from Mississippi to North Carolina, something like that. I think it took us 10 hours to drive to New York. Because, we ain't had the money to fly. And so, my point is like sometimes that New York game and that Mississippi game were pretty close together. So, to go to New York, we're leaving Wednesday night. We're leaving Wednesday night. So we're only home, we're home Monday, Tuesday, and then we taking off. Then we come back Sunday. If we got another game, we're going to leave maybe that next Thursday morning. So you be gone a lot, on the road a lot. Well, my incense out already. I'm going to burn another one. I got some sweet in it. I got these big ones. I don't want to burn my big ones yet. I thought I'd burn it tonight, but I don't think so. I got another one here. And I got that candle going. Oh, yeah, it's still going back there. See, looks like a sparkler, doesn't it? Oh, it's dying on me. It's dying on me, y'all. There we go. Looks like a sparkler. Oops. Shouldn't have blew it out. Should have been more patient. Sorry to the fire. Ooh, that's one of them cherry ones. I like the cherry incense. What's everybody doing tomorrow? Wow, tomorrow as I mentioned, I'm just going to my nephew's has his birthday. Might go back out to that outlet and get them black sweats. I don't know. But we got a little business to do in the morning too, so we got to get up a little early. You know, I'm not getting up too early, but I'm gonna get up a little early. And we're meeting. I don't know. Y'all got Perkins. We still got Perkins here, and I love their meatloaf. You know, I really don't like omelets and breakfast shit that much, but they got good meatloaf. So 1 o'clock, I'll be ready to eat some meatloaf. Just chilling. Yeah, that's all I'm really doing too. Just chilling. Yeah, I don't have. We're going to eat dinner and then probably come back and watch some football. You know, my weekends is Saturday and Sunday football. I haven't done my little daily 3 miles in a couple of days, so maybe I'll go do that tomorrow. Maybe go get my 3 miles in. Cause it was nice up here today. When I went to the outlet, it was in the 50s, 55. You know, I had a light warm-up suit on, t-shirt on, and even when I went out tonight, I went out like this, you know, just this t-shirt, this sweatshirt, and some jeans. When I got out to leave my brother-in-law's, it was a little chilly. It got down to 46. I think that's what it is right now. I think it's about 40 something. Oh, I'm not getting out of it. Well, what's the watch say? What's the phone say? Yeah, it's 42 degrees right now. I don't feel like the heat has come on, so, but I don't know. Y'all heat come on yet? If you in Cali, I know you probably ain't used heat yet, but it's been some of them nights down in the 30s, you got to have heat. Because if you don't have heat, you're going to be in this motherfucker. And my brother-in-law has about a 2,800 square foot house. I think that's what he said. And like they didn't have the heat on. And my mother-in-law, his mother, they gave her a blanket, but you know, because just their son, my nephew, he's at the house. My older nephew, he's 21. No, he's 19, about to be 20. So they didn't have their heat on. But it gets cold, you know, so we've had the heat on and stuff. But it's funny, like you know, I'm spiritual. I use crystals. I've got some of the crystals outside for the full moon. But it's like life and relating to people is so much more. It's like, do you just sit there and do you harp on, you know, on spirituality, reality? Do you harp on it just all the time? You know, is that just something that you just harp on how to handle reality, going over events that you and I both are aware of and both saw? You know, is it really worth bringing these things up? I mean, by now, you know, I guess all, you know, common sense ain't common for everybody. But the main message all the time and every night, you know, is really it all starts and ends with you. You know, and your and discernment and how you filter what's being fed to you. It's like we all just went through a big emotional time with this election, us against them. And then we win, we talk shit. And then, you know, the losers, it's their time to criticize, you know? So it's the same thing. It's like, it's just funny how it reverses from what we were seeing every day. You know, Trump people attacking Biden and his policies and everything. And now it's going to be reversed. It's going to be the Democrats attacking the policy of the Republicans. So it's the same cycle continuously. And they don't want us to pay attention to this. They don't want us to look at this and say, you know, we don't want to be tricked anymore. Are we really against these people like this? And like I mentioned, you know, I've had the same argument. I've been on Facebook since 2010. And it's the same arguments every 4 years by the same people that never say anything about what I'm doing. But what they do is when it's politics, all of a sudden they got something to say. So again, it shows you the replay. It shows you that they're stuck. And that's why, you know, when really you look at life and you look at things like the Matrix, Dark City, it does correspond to reality. Because it's showing you that the way programs work and the way, you know, you can be programmed. You can be brainwashed. I mean, look what we just did a few years ago and how many people were brainwashed and how fear. And we saw that in the election, how fear just, you know, and that was what the Democrats' main message was. Their main message was fear. You know, every day, just fear. If you don't be like us, it's fear coming behind that. You're going to have to be afraid. That was their message the whole time. If you don't think like us and be like us, you got to be afraid. The Nazis is coming to the ghettos. That's pretty much what they were telling you. And then, like people said, Clinton or Trump and Biden sitting there shaking hands, sitting there getting along. It's like you can see these, if you go to the Senate or the Congress when they debating, they'll debate in public, and then them motherfuckers go behind the doors and have lunch and drinks. It's like the story I told about big time wrestling. Me and my ex-wife we're watching wrestling in the Greensboro Coliseum. Then we go to the Ponderosa, and these same motherfuckers is getting along that hated each other a couple hours ago. And that's how politics are. They put on the show in front of the cameras, but behind the cameras, they're the same. They're the same. And that's part of the trick. Now, you know, like even with this Diddy thing, a lot of people saying, you know, it's a distraction, but really for what? What is it distracting you from? I mean, what is it really, you know, hiding? What is it making you not think about? But what it does is it does make you not think about yourself and your best interests. Always using fear tactics. They all sit at the same table. Yeah, they do. They do. They do. They're the same. They only act like they're different, but they're really just the same. They're not really different. They're all actors. And the same with athletes. And it's the same with athletes. They're the same kind of actors. You know, their acting has been exposed. And you know, like something I say, but something that is a fact is, you know, I've started a whole wing of YouTube. You know, if Zach Hubbard started gematria on YouTube, I'm the one that really started basket manipulation, the grip gloves. I'm the one that woke up a lot of people's mind to that kind of thing. Where this is a wing now. Just as much as the manosphere was a wing, well, talking about fixed sports is also a wing of YouTube. Just like you got the round earthers and you got the flat earthers. These are wings of YouTube of certain interests. And so now, you know, and like a thing like tonight, we knew it was fake going in. Real and fake at the same time. I mean, they're going to punch each other, but they're not hurting each other, and they're not trying to hurt each other. Because one thing you have to admit, Paul didn't sit in there and trade punches with Tyson, did he? He stayed on the outside. Because he probably figured he couldn't take that smoke if he did get hit with a clean shot. Well, what time is it? It's pretty late for me. So those of you that want to do the meditation, I'm going to play it now. And get this going. Use the old video because this is about 3 years old by now. But her message is still strong. This is one divineness. And Those
I'm
of
gonna
you
let
that
them
want
take
to
it away.
participate,
This is
my
for the
younger
full
self. I
moon.
look so much younger. Okay, the one divineness. Here we go.
Don't try to guess what I'm going to say. Just be open, be relaxed, listen to my voice, follow my voice, and we should have a good meditation. All right, let's go ahead and close our eyes. Palms up. We do the palms up to receive. And we're going to start with some breath work. So as you breathe in, you're going to breathe in through your nose, and I want you to breathe down to your belly. When you breathe down to your belly, I want you to expand that belly. As you're breathing in, I want you to focus on breathing in love and light. Then I'm going to have you hold the breath. And then after we hold the breath, we're going to do an exhale. You're going to exhale from the belly out through the mouth. I'm going to give you some numbers. We're going to count this. So as I'm asking you to exhale, I want you to breathe out anything that's heavy, anything that you're carrying, anything that is keeping you from your dream come true, from your wishes, your desires in your life, and give it to the Creator, to Source, to God. When we do the breath work, just relax. Just be calm. No worries, no stress. Do the best that you can. Don't worry about the counting. If you can't make it to the full counts, it's okay. Do you? Okay, let's start with the first breath. Breathing in through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now exhale from the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Push it all out. Let it all go out. Next breath. Breathing in through the nose. Love and light down to the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale from the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, pushing it all out. Good. And last breath. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale from the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Releasing it all. Letting it all go. Now we're going to just do a scan of the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top of the head and we're going to move all the way down to our feet. I just want you to go through the body and release any tension, any stress, any tightness you may be feeling, any stuck energies. You're going to imagine it going down a drain, or you can just give it to Mother Earth. Mother Earth will recycle that energy. So don't feel bad that you're giving it to her, just release it to her. Or like I said, just imagine it going down a drain, like you're standing in the shower and you're just washing it off. So let's start at the top of the head, releasing anything that is tight, just letting it go. Let's move to our forehead, any tightness in the brows, your eyes, letting go of any stress, moving down to your ears, your cheeks, your nose, your mouth, your jaw, chin, releasing any tightness in the shoulders, going down your arms, into your elbows, your lower arms, your wrist, your hands, your fingertips, letting go of any stress, any tension, any tightness in your upper back, your chest, lower back, your stomach, releasing any tension in your hips, lower legs, moving into the thighs, the knees, lower legs, your ankles, your feet, your toes. Just letting it wash away. Just releasing it, giving it to Mother Earth. Now I'd like you to take an inventory if anything still feels tight, going back and giving that area some love and allowing it to release. Let's start now by bringing your awareness within. I want you to start focusing on bringing that awareness from your mind down to your heart space. Start pulling that awareness into your heart space. As you keep a light focus between your brows, not looking for anything, not stressing about it, just a light focus as you pull that awareness into your heart space. Just gently pulling it down. As you do so, I want you to listen to the sounds in the room that you're sitting in. Maybe the fan is blowing or the heat is blowing. Just allowing those sounds and not attaching to them. You may hear family members or pets in the background. Just allowing as you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. You might hear some cars driving by. Just allowing those sounds to occur as you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. We're just being. Nothing needs to be done in this moment. Thoughts may be arising in your mind of what needs to be done after this meditation or what needs to be done tomorrow. We're not going to attach to those thoughts. We're just going to let that energy pass as you're just being. As you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. Not worried about the bills, the chores that need to be done. Not worried about the workday for tomorrow or for the rest of the week. Just going to let those thoughts pass as you keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. Letting go of any irritations you may have had today with things not going your way, and just allowing it to pass. As you sit in meditation, you may feel some numbness or tingling. That too shall pass, not attaching to it, or just being. Keep pulling that awareness into your heart space. If thoughts continue to rise, just gently pull yourself back into the heart space. Gently bring your awareness in. Now, being in the heart space, I want you to imagine a green lotus flower opening up. If you don't know what a lotus flower is, it's okay. Just imagine a flower opening up. This is where our love resides, in the heart space. I want you to move your awareness within the heart space, within that lotus flower. And I want you to feel that energy as it expands and moves in all directions. I want you to embrace yourself in that love, that unconditional love. And send out that same love to all beings. Now let's move our awareness down to our solar plexus. Your solar plexus is located about 6 inches above your belly button. As you move your awareness down there, I want you to imagine a yellow lotus flower opening up and bringing your awareness into the center of that lotus flower. This is where our will resides, our inner strength, our goals. Just move yourself into that energy and feel that energy. Remember, we're not doing anything. We're just being. Allow yourself to be guided. Now bring your awareness down to your sacral. The sacral is located between the hips, below the belly button, where our sexual organs are. I want you to imagine an orange lotus flower opening up. This is where our passion and creativity sits. Bring your awareness into the center of the lotus flower. Allowing that lotus flower to expand in all directions. This is where our self-care and self-love, doing the things that bring us joy, allowing yourself to feel that energy. Now bring your awareness down to your root chakra. This is at the base of your spine. Imagine a red lotus flower opening up. This is where our survival sits. Bring your awareness into the center of the lotus flower. As the lotus flower expands in all directions, feel the connection to Mother Earth. Feel the connection to knowing that all of your needs are being met and will continue to be met. Now, as we go in and ground ourselves to Mother Earth, I want you to feel yourself rooting into Mother Earth as I guide you down into the center. Just rooting yourself, letting yourself go, anchoring yourself into her energy. Bringing your energy down into both of your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, your ankles, your feet, your toes. Bringing that energy down into the ground, into the rocks and dirt, going down the multiple layers of the earth, going down to Gaia, to Mother Earth, connecting with her consciousness, becoming one with her unconditional love. Feel yourself becoming one with her. We thank you, Gaia, for the blessings and graces that you give us. We thank you for all that you do for us on a daily basis. We thank the animals, the plants, the birds, the air, the wind, the water, and the fire for their part in our human experience and soul's evolution. Being filled with gratitude and love, now bringing that energy forth, bringing Mother Earth's energy as she gives it to us freely, bringing it up through the multiple layers of the earth, bringing that energy back up past the rocks and dirt, back up into the ground, into your feet, your ankles, lower legs, knees, thighs, root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart. Now move your energies up to the throat chakra. I'd like you to imagine a blue lotus flower opening up. This is where our truth resides, our communications with others. Feel that lotus flower opening up and expanding in all directions as you bring your awareness within. Feeling the energies. As we speak our truth, and we speak the truth with loving ways and loving words. Now bring your awareness up to your third eye. This is between the brows. You're going to imagine a purple lotus flower opening up. As you do so, bringing your awareness into the center as it expands in all directions. This is where our intuition or our connection to a higher self resides. Feeling those energies of being guided, of the knowings, of the nudges, of the visions, of the hearing, the whispers in our ears of what we should be doing to continue to be on that path. What is for our highest and greatest good, and for those who are around us and surround us. Allowing that energy to expand. Now bring your awareness up to the crown chakra. The crown chakra is right above your head, outside of your body. Imagine a white lotus flower opening up. This is where our connection to wisdom and to the divine creator resides. Feel yourself moving into that energy as the lotus flower expands in all directions. Allowing ourselves to be guided, knowing the truth that we are all one. Now bring your awareness up to the sun. Allow yourself to feel the warmth of the sun on your face, the life force energy. Feeling the energy of the sun on your body into each and every single cell. Bathing in that healing energy. Now bring your awareness up to the full moon, where the feminine energies resides. This is called the pink moon. This is a very powerful moon. Even though the full moon energies were the highest yesterday, we still have the energies for 3 more days. During the full moon, we do a release of letting go of things no longer that serve us, so that we can make room for the things that we desire in our life, which we plant during the new moon. This moon is also requiring us to be grateful for all that we have. For all the things in our life that we are grateful for, so that more can come forward. I'd like everybody to take a few minutes at this point and go ahead and say the things that you are grateful for in your mind towards the moon, and then also recognizing the things that you'd like to release and asking the energies of the moon to help assist with that. So let's take a few minutes and do a release and do some gratitude. As the moon goes through the cycles, to understand that everything comes in divine timing. Now let's bring our energies up to the stars from where we come as they watch over humanity and its evolution, as they watch over us as we sleep, as we are all made of the same stardust material. Bringing your consciousness now out into the galaxy, bringing that awareness. Feel yourself swimming through the galaxy with your arms open wide, gathering up all that infinite energy, bringing all that infinite energy back down through the stars, through the moon, through the sun, bringing that energy back in through the crown chakra, into each and every single cell, down into your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, splitting the energies again between both thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, going into the ground through the rocks and dirt, going down the multiple layers of the earth, bringing that energy back into the Mother Earth, connecting with her consciousness, with her love, her unconditional love for us, bringing those energies down to her, giving those energies to her too, so she can replenish herself. We thank you, Gaia. Bringing our energy up one more time through the rocks and dirt, through the multiple layers of the earth, bringing that energy back up into the ground, back up into your feet, your ankles, lower legs, knees, thighs, root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart. Now moving deeper into the heart chakra. Going deeper into the heart chakra, the bridge. The bridge to our spirit guides, to the angels, to the archangels, to the transcendent masters, those of the highest frequency and vibration, those for our highest and greatest good, to be with us now according to God's divine will and plan, and so it is. We ask that you light our path and show us our way. We ask that you make yourselves known to us in a way we can understand. We ask for your protection and guidance as we move forth, and so it is. Let's just take a couple minutes and do a silent meditation, and then I'll pull you out.
So it's quite this is quite fascinating. This is I was looking at my shoulders and I could see the energy and the ah. All right. As I say, I give freely. Whoops. Why am I blacked out? I don't know. Why am I all blacked out? I don't know. Something's going on. I don't know why I'm all blacked out. This is strange. Something took my screen away. Well, I can rap. I can rap about what I got to rap about. I don't know what took me away. Now, I wasn't going to go too much longer anyway. Not sure why I'm blacked out. Oh, well, you can hear what I'm saying. So, don't know what I quite did. I did something. But I wasn't going to go terribly too much longer anyway. Don't quite know what happened. Having little technical difficulties, as they call it. But I don't know why my camera is off. What is taking the place? Let's see. Oh. I'm not quite understanding why my camera's out. Oh, that's there. Okay. It's not supposed to be there if I do this. Oh, still there. Well, I don't think you guys can see that. Huh. Huh. Don't know why I'm out. Oh, back. Didn't do shit. Didn't do shit. Well, I hope y'all didn't mind that. But yeah, Walking Water Jesus. Yeah. Dark City is probably a movie that people don't give enough. Like everybody talks about the Matrix, but they really don't talk about the aspect of Dark City, of controllers. See, Dark City shows you controllers, and the controllers, it makes you think of them people as the controllers. That's what Dark City is showing you. And they try to say that them peoples was from another planet, and them peoples created this illusion to control us and study us, compared to the Matrix saying that we used all the time. Now, Dark City is saying that, we are in a slight illusion, and that we can overcome with it. It's kind of the same thing as the one. The Messiah is going to come and change things for us. That's kind of what Dark City is. And as Keith Sutherland's character, teaches you that he was able to, in the shots that they get to keep them docile, that the one was going to eventually, you can put so many memories and stuff, and the memories will lead to you breaking out of the Matrix, basically. I mean, if people look at it, Dark City should be the first Matrix. Because the person that becomes the first one. And remember what they said, this is the 7th or 8th Matrix. And so it's a little bit of both. When you get into thinking real and fake at the same time, that's what all of it is. It's just like the fight we saw tonight. It was real and fake at the same time. Yes, they was hitting each other, but it was basically fake. The outcome was already known. We got to give props to Mike just for hanging out. But that's what this reality is. It gives you something that is fake, but yet it's part of it is real. And a lot of this reality, that's what it is. Now, does the reality go after individuals? Sometimes it seems like it, doesn't it? Sometimes it seems just like that the reality goes after individuals. Well, they say when it rains, it pours. Because it seems like this thing is geared toward one person, and it's like the whole world is on that one person. And that's what it's made to feel like at times. And crime is the best way to show how quickly a mistake can last a lifetime. Like we got the scenario of a man. The man gets too crazy over his woman, and then he might do something to the woman. And too many times in the past, men was hurting women, a lot, and nothing was done about it. It was common for a man to have to silence his woman. And so, if you look at the part of feminism that needed to be taken out of relationships, that definitely needed to be taken out of relationships. No matter what country you're in, you have no really any right. You have no country that has a right to, misuse women. And I listened to a preacher one time tell you, what happened to a lot of brothers is, brothers don't have a man around, and when he's a little boy, all he's getting told to do is by a woman. You go to school, and if you just have female teachers, you just told what to do by a woman. Then you get with a woman, and again, you got the woman and the woman's family trying to tell you what to do. And so, that would bring some hostility, animosity build up in the individual. And then, you got the simps. You got the simps on YouTube that's always got to down sisters and, the simps. And say they the problem of all the time. Well, no. It's like even the dudes who do the bait car, the kind of bait car where, they try to talk to a woman and the woman see the car and they, to show you how shallow women can be. Well, some of that is fake too. You can tell. Some of that is fake. And the sad thing is there's people that grow up and, just never had the ability to relate to, the opposite sex or anyone. And you can see, the problems people would have that if they're not gay, but yet they can't get women. And so that when you can't get women and you can't get the woman that you want, it makes you bitter towards women. Not realizing that if you just do be patient, that there's somebody for everybody. It's just like the old man on David Chappelle. Can I holler? Can I holler? Can I holler? And that's what tends to happen to us. That dog goes out of us where we just don't want to holler at everybody. But you got to holler at everybody until you get somebody. And that's what I think a lot of people forget. You get older and you think, well, I don't holler at people anymore. Well, you should if you ain't with somebody. Not to say everybody got to be with somebody. No. Some people are cool being by themselves. Like me, I don't know what loneliness is. Even if I was an old motherfucker, none of my family ever came to see me, I don't think I would still be lonely. But no, I've been retired for damn near 10 years now. So, can't say I don't get bored sometimes. I do. But lonely, I don't know what that feels like. I couldn't tell you what that feels like. I like my time being with just me and doing what the fuck I want to do and not being bothered. Oh, yeah, a lot of films from early 20s and 30s to the smacking women. It was like, yeah, exactly. It was definitely normal. It was definitely normal. Like, I make jokes of it, like even in The Godfather, where Michael's holding a cigarette and he smacks, Godfather 2, he smacks her because she had an abortion. This was done in the 70s. I mean, it's funny, the motherfucker holding a cigarette and slap a woman at the same time, but I mean, it's just shit, it was normalized. It was normalized. Because a lot of like when you look at other countries and they talking about fixed weddings, like you take Queen Isabella for instance, one of her daughters married a broke motherfucker that lived in the castle. She's begging her mama to send money because she ain't eating and her people ain't eating. So it wasn't like all them motherfuckers in Europe had money. It was broke motherfuckers too, who was still living in a castle. Now, how real was that? Motherfucker, his family had a castle, he got it, but he's broke. He ain't got enough peasants working for him. Oh, El Dragon Amaroon Khan, what's happening?
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a fire.
Thank you for coming. I hope you saw the meditation. I did the meditation. I know you appreciate it. Or go back and watch it again. Well, since I'm not going to go too much further, I'm going to get into the divinations. And the Mayan calendar has more than one calendar. And so this is day 8. Well, let me read the real date. The real date of our reality is, because the Mayan calendar and the Mayan system is the oldest continuous system. It's the long count is the oldest. So we have 13 Patuns, 0 Katuns, 12 Tunes, 1 Uno, and 8 Kin. And on the token date, it's 10 Lamont. On the Habab date, it's 11 Kin. And the Lord of the Night is God One. Okay. Okay. I know you appreciate it. And so card 8 is this is called Tocato or Rabbit. And again, we have the number 8. The number 8 right here. The dash is a 5 and the 3 ones. We have rabbit, the symbol of rabbit. Yeah. Nope. Right here. And what you have is the rabbit and the snake. And this is from the Toltec Oracle. And so the rabbit was a culture hero among the Toltecs. Now, if you studied any Eastern woodland Indians, you know that there's a story of the great rabbit. It's like the great rabbit is one of the gods of the Eastern woodland Indians. And I wish I could remember the name of it. I'm old manning right now. But if you get into the woodland Indians, they believed in the rabbit. You know, the rabbit was one of the chief deities of the woodland Indians. But here, the rabbit was a cultural hero among the Toltec. He played a significant part in the legend of the fifth sun, which tells the story of how humanity disappeared and was created again by the gods. In this legend, we find the gods gathering in Toclacan. They were dark and they were feeling lonely. They wanted to bring humanity back to life, and they spoke of what they must do. The first requisite was creating life and having the light of the sun. We should start by having a new sun. Who among us would be brave enough to sacrifice himself by burning this sacred fire and having the honor of becoming the new sun for the bring humanity exit again, to exist again? Everything was silent for a moment. The Tatastico, a powerful and rich prince of high status among the gods, stepped forward with richly attired with jewels and precious fabrics. Having made an impression with his appearance, he then spoke. I will sacrifice myself on this fire to have the honor of illumination of the new time. I will be the new sun. Everyone was impressed by his courage. His offering was accepted, and the place went silent as the gods waited for him to accomplish his act of self-sacrifice. Toscanato took some steps back to prepare himself, then ran towards the big fire in the center, but when he was about to jump to the flames, something unexpected happened. He stopped abruptly in a fear that he felt he did not let him do what he had offered to do. All the other gods were amazed and ashamed to see the big, powerful prince god afraid of failing. Before anyone said anything, he tried again. But again, he got really close to the fire. He stopped in fear and shame as a coward. The air was very tense as the gods looked at each other in disbelief as what was happening. Everybody was disconcerted. Tuscanado again tried for the third time. He failed. Then the gods became really worried. Humanity wouldn't have a new opportunity because of the cowardness of the god. Somber feelings filled the hearts of Toscanato and all the other there at Toscacan. Nobody knew what to do. Nazashan, the leper, the most humble and poor among all the gods there, in his torn loincloth and his skin full of sores, showed up from behind the circle where he had been watching everything since the beginning, and with no hesitation, he jumped into the fire. The flame grew higher and higher with self-sacrifice of Natakazu, and a new brilliant and powerful sun rose to the sky. Everyone felt relief, for the new sun was shining. Tuzukados, whose shame became fury when he found himself so humiliated by the lowest of all those gathered at the meeting. Out of fury, without thinking even for a second, he did not do what he did out of courage. He jumped into the fire, and the second sun arose in front of the first sun. The gods looked at each other in puzzlement and distress. There cannot be two suns. This is wrong. We have to do something. They talked for a long time and looking for a solution to the problem. Finally, they reached an agreement where they asked the help of the eagle and the rabbit, who had been present at the meeting all the time, to extinguish the second sun. The eagle and the rabbit accepted the mission. The eagle took the rabbit as in his claws with care and flew high towards Tuscanato. When he got close to the second sun, he threw the rabbit against his face so hard that the light of the sun diminished and turned pale, becoming the moon. In that moment, Tuscanato and Nazacano started to chase each other, as they had been pursuing each other all around the earth ever since. Having helped restore life to humanity, Takato the rabbit became the symbol of fraternity. All right, so this card coming today, the meaning is the card represents the tension between enjoying life by following your instincts, sense, and material pleasures versus looking for the development of awareness. If the rabbit wins and the serpent loses, if the rabbit wins, we will lose because the dominance of the senses will result in the sacrifice of the higher awareness. On the other hand, if the serpent wins and the rabbit loses, we will fail and become one quest for higher awareness would kill our joy for life. This card tells us we need to take care of the balance between those two aspects of our existence, joy and awareness. The rabbit teaches us that if you forget the joy and pleasure of life, you will be wasting something precious, enjoyment of that one life you have in eternity. But if you surrender to the quest for pleasure and forget the development of awareness, you will lose your soul, which is precious as well. The key to success, of course, has to do with balance. With balance. There's the card. So for that meaning, that means that you want to put balance into your life. Sometimes I see rabbits spawn out of nowhere. Well, that couldn't. Wow, that could be a very spiritual thing too. Because one thing you got to consider is, is that your spirit animal too? If you've seen it come out of anywhere, like look when what's going on, or like another way to look at it is like what's going on in your life when they do spawn and they're around you. So look at see, because that could be one of your spirit animals and why you're seeing it like that. It's like when I see certain animals and birds, I kind of try to see, what kind of sign are they trying to give me, So that's one thing to consider. If you're seeing them, come like that, it could very well be a spirit animal for you. Now in the Mayan cards, the Mayan has 21 days. And this card is called Cactus. And again, this is card 8. Through work and the fool has attained a scene which frees him from the constant whimsical change of mood and desire that previously controlled him. And now it controls them. The control of the fool exercises passive for the dying he learned as a warrior has now become a habit, a part of his automatic system. There's no longer the need for effort. He thinks about it no longer. He has overcome. The fool discovers the passive inner strength of steadfast purpose. It's concentrated with a positive outer strength of action. There's virtue in the fool's life. This inner strength makes its present felt. This passive strength makes the other order of life, for this strength accepts both nothing and everything. All is considered and allowed to find its own level by its own weight. All is considered and allowed to find its own level and its own weight. Again, we're talking about balance. Many of the American deserts were once freshwater lakes. Many American deserts was once French freshwater lakes surrounded by lush water plants. As the climate change became hotter, the lakes dried up. Most of the plants were not able to adjust, and so they perished. Cacti have descended from these water plants, and by admirable adaptation and mutation were able to survive the change, adapting to the new environment. The cactus belongs to the part of vegetative kingdom which provides mankind with intoxicants and hallucination. The cactus is native to the American and has been introduced to all countries exotic. The Mayan name for this day is Manalak. It's the one that overcomes death. Endurance requires attitude not unlike death. The quality of its exhibit is only understood when it's been overcome. The fortitude, this endurance, is what gives the fool ability to pass through trials and overcome. There's ability to bring one's nature into harmony. Fear must understood for the root of any search for security. There's no place in the mind for the fear of any kind. With the understanding of fear, material desires assume a reasonable place in the life of inquire and do not overcome with greed and release. The ruler is the sun. Neptune is the highest. Plants is pine and firs. See if they have a part in tomorrow or today. Quality is masculine fire. Sides, back, heart, spinal column, and the gem of the day would be ruby. So a large green cactus of the San Pedro type grows in the fancy pot that is white and decorations. The decoration shows a temple and two priests. The cactus is a full blossom. Seen on its branches is a small white bird. On the right-hand corner, there is smoke from the basin of the sage card. Above there, a small part of the lintel over the temple door. At the bottom are glyphs over the temple platform. So again, this does touch into balance. Also, like let's see. The cactus stands in endurance, the passive strength that enables one to see an action through its completion. The cactus is not free, for it grows in a pot, yet has reached maturity. It is in flower and will complete its natural cycle regardless of the imprisonment. The cactus is the teacher of using mental death as an advisor and teaches us about the death within the world. Card for card, the cactus is most radically different from its counterparts of other cards. A plant is depicted instead of a human being. This indicates there is less human, more archetypical force that work that is further away from the consciousness functioning. European tarot decks learned away from nature towards the spirit, and this is evident in the imagery. Humans are overrepresented, and the other children of Grandmother Earth, minerals, plants, animals, and ancestors are underrepresented. For example, in the Marcellus Tarot, the only card which there's no human figures is the Moon card. The cactus card symbolizes all things to do with the body, physical health, self-containment, mastery of the body, and the physical environment. The cactus symbolizes the feminine strength that comes from knowing the wisdom of the body. In some cultures, this wisdom was awakened by the use of teacher plants or hallucinogens, for example, peyote. It is the card's flowering. And so another part that comes, if you do a reading and the cactus card comes up, it's also like a stop. So if you're doing reading, it's also like a stop. That's cool. And so, the cactus, you get the cactus card, it's kind of like a stop of energy, is also the way if it comes into a drawing. Oh, one more thing I want to look at. Let me see if I can give a little more. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, here it goes. 8. So another part of cactus is strength, continuality, genius, honor, and courage is another part of it. And the negative side of it would be self-limited. Sticking yourself, thinking that you're in the, realizing that you're in the pot and there's no possibility of movement or growth. Instead of saying, even though I'm in this pot, I can still move. I can still go toward the sun, and every now and then I can give up this pretty flower. So that's a part of it too. And so today, for the message today, it appears like is we have balance in one side, and the story also shows courage. So just because somebody, looks like they're on another level than you might be able to do something that's braver than something they could ever do. Their vainness and their tie to this might keep them in this. And so don't let them keep you in this when your goals and your aspirations and your spirit is even higher. So don't think you can't be the sun just because someone else gets the opportunity first. If you get the opportunity to be the sun, then you be the sun if you get the opportunity. And the cactus shows you have the patience to be the sun. You see, that's what the cactus works with. You have to have the patience. And when that opportunity comes for you to shine, jump right into it. Show them what you're all about. And so if that helps anybody in this time, as I say, I give freely. But that's the divination. I don't think I brought over, I didn't bring over my crystal cards. Because I could just pop up a crystal, but I'd have to know what its potential is. And that's what crystals are, it's potential. It's not set in stone that they'll do what some say they do. It's the potential that they could do. You may grab a stone and they feel, it gives you a whole different thing. Remember, this is, even though it feels like a solid, it is always moving. Same way, with my what are they called? My singing bowls. It's getting old. But my singing bowls, it's always moving. As long as it's air moving, the bowls are making vibrations. It's a beautiful thing about having them, And just like this crystal, it's really like this. It's in a state of like this right now. Even though it feels solid in my hand and you see it solid, but in reality, it's not solid. In reality, this thing is it's one of the few things you can really look at that is moving and constantly changing its state right in front of you. Even though you're holding it and you can't be aware of this, that's what's really happening as you hold this crystal. And this crystal adapts to you and your body too, because it'll take the warmth from it. It won't take the warmth, but it'll become warm if you hold it long enough. Quartz this is citrine, but it seems to, the quartz type of crystal seems to hold on to your energy, or hold on to, they'll take on the heat that you're sharing with it. And before you know it, the crystal is warm. And so this can be so many different things as in space-time right now. It's not just one thing or one state. And this is one of the easiest things to connect with that can put you into those other states. Because a lot of times, I would say almost 99% of the time I meditate with crystals. It doesn't mean you have to, but it means I do. I set up the terrace. I don't really do what the occult teaches you to circle, because I'm not trying to bind anything. And so what the American pyramid teaches you, and if I've said many, many nights, is it teaches you to create a terrace. So I take these apophyllite crystals and create a terrace for me to sit on top of the pyramid. Not inside it, on top, with the energy coming out. And that's where my starting point is I realize I'm on top of the pyramid when I get into it. And this projects me, even higher. Projects my higher self, projects me. And that's just my practice. Not saying it's right, wrong, or it's just what helps me. As I've been saying the last few months, listening to instrumental music helps you so much. Just listen to instrumental music helps a lot. I think daily you should listen to some instrumental music. I meant to bring my albums up here that I'm buying, and I'm, redoing my stereo system. The one I bought it was still like $150, but I can do better. I can get better pieces, and I will. Because it's all about listening to music and the clearness. And it's like, people forget, like we don't have cassette tapes anymore, but people forget a cassette is close to a master. When you take when you create a master record, you create it on tape. Right? And so when you record tape is like, if you don't play a record, tape is the next best thing. But yet they told you these compact discs because they're so much smaller. But the quality of music, especially if you get a reel-to-reel, you got damn near a master of what you're recording. And a lot of people don't even know what a reel-to-reel is, or would even want one. but you're having some of the clearest sound that you can get from what you record from. So tape has a way higher vibration than definitely a CD. I'd say records are the highest because again you have the diamond, which is a crystal, help amplifying this music. But you know, they want to give you electronic music, which I think takes away the soul of music. And yes, you know, CDs on a system sounds really good, but it takes away that there's a soulness there. You know, that there's a soulness in that type of music. Like I remember when I first saw the CDs, I was like, why would I want a rap CD? If I'm buying this thing, because that's how they told them at first was better clarity. When we had good clarity with 8 tracks and cassettes. They were just kind of bulky, but you were getting a truer sound out of that cassette than you were really getting out of the CDs. And those of you remember the DATs were smaller cassettes. Before CDs, it was DATs. And again, high quality sound. And that's how they tried to tell, you know, the compact disc, the CDs. When reality, that tape was going to give you better sound. If if you're into, having the pure sound. I meant to bring my records up here and show you the collection I'm starting all over again. I've been buying records since I was probably 13, 14 years old. And I had records up until I had a storage and his storage got hot. And I left my records in that hot ass storage and it fucked my records up. So it was like 30 years worth of records. They got fucked up. But that's okay. Records are becoming popular again and they're expensive as hell now. But to get that good quality of sound, it's worth it. It's worth it. So, well, I ain't really got any more. I think I did everything I wanted to do. And I'll just close like this. You know, it's Richard Pryor says it's best. It's hard enough just to be a human being. And the human being, and then there comes some bullshit problems, bullshit issues, and it's just hard enough to be a human being. And that's without issues, But then we have all these issues and challenges, relationships, family relationships, job relationships. Because that's what work is. It's like work relationship, how you get along with the people that you do something with. And that gets into, my definition of pimping. Pimping is getting people to do, it's convincing people to do your bidding and make them feel good about it. That's the best way I can describe it. The people that you can get people to do your bidding and they feel good about doing things for you, doing your bidding. That's all pimping is. It's not just human trafficking. There's a whole nother aspect of it that has to do with culture, that has to do with dress, which is culture, language, relationships, how you can communicate with a person. Because, pimping somebody ain't got to be in a relationships. It's just convincing someone to do what you need to be done and making them feel good about doing it. That's what all pimping is. Nothing else. Hendrix got a new album, just came out live in San Francisco, 69. Also, I've been getting a thing for, I'm part of Jimi Hendrix's thing. Jimmy, the one that's in charge of it, his sister Jeannie. And they're coming out with just cuts he cut at Electric Ladyland. So it's a 4-record set. Think about 8 CDs or something like that that's coming out too. But you say live in San Jose, okay. And like they were so scared of Jimi Hendrix music, again, they didn't let Jimi Hendrix come on after Sly and the Family Stone at Woodstock because they were afraid of him opening up all those minds. And if I've mentioned before, the Atlanta concert of 69 after Woodstock, it was 500,000 people there to see Jimmy. during the 4th of July and fireworks going on behind him. Very powerful. You can get that. Jimmy in Atlanta, very powerful with the fireworks lighting up behind him. Very powerful. But I know that music, listening to that music as a teenager opened my mind up, opened my third eye up, listening to that type of instrumental music. And Jimmy does sing, but it's a lot of instrumental. And I think that helped keep my mind open. So, well, I'm gonna call it. It's late. I know it's late. It's damn near what? It's after 3. Thank you for hanging with me. You know, as I said, my brother-in-law lives in Minnetonka, and it's a good. Well, I had to take my mother home, so it probably took us a good 45 minutes to drive. I think if we just went straight out there, it'd be about 25, 30 minutes. But we had to pick up my mother. Well, we had to pick up. My wife's been losing weight, so her ring, and yeah, she lost her ring last week, and we thought it was gone. And this is for me, it's just heartbreaking. I mean, you know. Cause it's some bread in this motherfucker. And it was in her purse. So she dropped it again. She's like, yeah, I better get it, resized. And so we had to go back out and get it today. And then we went out to my brother-in-law's. So, and like with me, I had to turn in one of my rings because like when you get jewelry, you gotta get it inspected and make sure all the prongs and stuff. So sometimes you got to pay a little extra for that, but it's worth it. And then this ring, I'm turning in, when I get that ring back, I'm turning in this one and let them do the same thing. Clean it, check the prongs, because that's what, being responsible for jewelry is. That's how it works. And I got one of them cleaners, so the shit, when you put it in the solution and you turn on the electricity and the electricity cleans them up. The chemical and electrical charges, just like they do at the jewelry stores. So, and you can also use, that's why I love when you wash your hands and they got the air. That's the best way to clean. That's a great way to clean diamonds too. You put your diamond in that air and they clean the shit out of it when you're your hand warmer. So, all right, guys, whoever watches this in the future, thank you to One Divineness. I was trying to remember her first name. I never knew her last name. I don't even remember her first name. I'm sorry, hon. But if you ever mind, you can put a message here and say, stop running the show. And I will respect that. But so far it's been 3 years, I think. I think it was 21 when we was kicking it. So, and please forgive me, I forgot your first name. But One Divineness. She doesn't have a YouTube channel. If I knew her first name, I may can look her up, but she doesn't have a YouTube channel. But thank you for the gift, because I call, what she did that night a gift, and I appreciate it. And if she ever commented and said, please stop using it, I definitely would. And I know her people watch me every now and then. I know they do. So this is Big Pontiac. Remember, I give freely, and I look forward to these talks. And I look forward to giving this full moon energy. Remember, it's 3 days before, 3 days after.